Hello friends, this is the 8th lecture on the Archetypes of Literature by Northrop Frye. So the other day we saw how to systematize these archetypes, and the first part of it that is about romance, dithyramb and rhapsody poetry connected to dawn, spring and birth phase. Dawn is the cycle of the solar cycle of the day. Then the spring is the seasonal cycle of the year, and birth phase is the organic cycle of human beings. So this is how it is connected, and these three phases are connected to romance, dithyramb and also rhapsody. Now today we will see how pastoral poetry, pastoral, comedy and idyll. Pastoral, it is written here, pastoral, comedy and this is pronounced idyll. See, idyll. Americans pronounce this as Idyll. So it's idyll. How are they connected with the different phases of, you can see, organic cycle of the day, then seasonal cycle of the year, and also you will find it is how is it organic cycle of the human beings. So there what you find is that the zenith, the second is you can see the zenith, and this is about, that is noon, that is solar cycle of the day. Zenith means highest point. So noon, the sun reaches at the highest point. Then next is summer, seasonal cycle it is summer, and organic cycle it is marriage. Like the other, in the other one we saw that is the dawn, spring and birth phase. So here we have got here we have got the zenith, that is the noon, then the summer and marriage, the triumph phase again. Marriage is the triumph phase, the height or the zenith. When do you reach your zenith of life? That at the time you opt for some way of life, isn't it? You take, say it's marriage, it may be, or it can be becoming a priest, or it can be remaining a brahmachari. That decision that you take, what you want to become, and you become that, then that is, or according to the organic cycles of human life. Normally what happens is 90% of people opt for marriage. Yes. So then what happens is myths of apotheosis. Apotheosis. So that is what happens. Myths of apotheosis means climax. Climax doesn't mean climax. But this is of marriage, of entering into paradise. So this is what happens. So you have got a reaching climax. Myths of climax, apotheosis, on marriage, sacred marriages, sacred or otherwise. Otherwise, marriages, myths of, and you have paradise, entering into paradise. Entering into paradise. That is a happy and a happy life of fulfillment. So that is connected with this pastoral and comedy and idyll. So you see how is it connected? In genre, in literature, pastoral, comedy and idyll. In nature, this solar cycle of the day, that is equivalent to the zenith, that is noon, and triumph of the sun. And then it's a summer season. Summer is supposed to be a very happy season. Summer. Shall I compare these to a summer's day? Yes. And then marriage. So this is connected with the myths of apotheosis, then sacred marriages and also entering into paradise. There are subordinate characters you will find, companions and the bride. Bride and companions. You have got the subordinate characters. Just as you have got in the first page, you saw father and mother, they are subordinate characters. No? Hero, the birth of the hero. Okay, so now you see what happens is. So, let's first think about pastoral. Now pastor means shepherd. See, pastoral. That itself is protection. No? Pastoral. It's a Latin word meaning a shepherd. Shepherd. So that's pastor is So in Christians call their priest pastor. Pastor means what? One who takes care of their spiritual life. Understand? Shepherds, then you have got a rustic life. In pastoral you will find rustic life. You find beauteous rural life. Yes, the beauty of rural life you find. Say Arcadia, in Sydney we say Arcadia. And you find the perfumes, you find showers of perfumed showers, you can say. As Theocritus says, perfumed showers. So these are the things connected with pastoral. That is what we have seen, this top. You are the topmost or the zenith of your life. The summers of your life. Or the union of you and your friends. And leading a very happy life in the paradise. So you find in literature, you find it in three different channels. One is the pastoral. These ideas we find. So if we take Spencer, Theocritus and Virgil, they wrote pastoral poetry. They were the, we can say, fathers of pastoral poetry. One in Greece and the other in Latin. So that is. So in England we have got Spencer. Spencer we have, Sidney we have, Milton we have, Shelley we have, and Arnold we have. See that? And you can see celebrations of village life. See descriptions of birds, flowers, harvest, shepherds, so on. Their life, simple life, no complexity, far from the mining ground. That is in a way you can say far from the mining ground itself is a pastoral novel, you can say, pastoral novel. And you can see all these three phases. Pastoral form, then there's marriage, Gabriel Oak and Bathsheba already, and their entry into paradise. Entry into paradise, that is symbolic of what we can say is their life after this, after the marriage. So whether you are entering into paradise, that is up to you. Now this is how it has been described. Celebrations of village year. That is, for example, you find Spencer. Shepherd's calendar, say 12 months, how the life of the shepherds they spend, how happily they spend, and so on. Description of village life and things like that. Flowers, as we have already seen. And it contains 12 eclogues. Eclogues means short pastorals. Eclogue means a short pastoral poem. Eclogue. So 12 short pastoral poem. So what I am trying to tell you is this is all happiness, joy, pleasure, singing, dancing, simple life, rural life, see countryside, description of countryside, perfumed showers, as Theocritus would say. See this, that is pastoral, that is summer, that is entering into paradise, that is equivalent to your what we call the equivalent to the zenith of your life. When you are happy, when you are, you feel ecstasy, that's the zenith of your life, isn't it? So myths connected with this, myths of apotheosis, of sacred marriage, and of entering into paradise. See, for example, we find the marriage of Lord Shiva and Parvati. That is sacred marriage. It's a myth, isn't it? Myths of apotheosis, that is the highest point reached in the life of a person. That is, you will find that in such myths you will find in, say, in Mahabharata you find myths of apotheosis. The glory, moments of glory that they are enjoying. The Pandavas, they enjoy after the Kurukshetra Yuddha, or you say war, and then they are getting back all that they lost, and then the Lord is with them, Lord Krishna is with them. This is apotheosis, that is the climax of their life. And they are entering into paradise. So that is also a myth, entering. Say for example, Adam and Eve. This again, it's a kind of sacred marriage. although it's not a marriage as a ritual, but it is climax of their life, created, and then God himself, according to that myth, God himself created paradise and put them in paradise and told them, don't eat the fruit of this tree. All the other things you can eat. That is the climax. Second marriage, the marriage is there already because they are living together and then entering into paradise. The paradise itself is there. So that is a myth. Subordinate characterization. And you can see in romance. In romance you will find the same thing in romance. Say you have got, think of the Merchant of Venice. The highest point in their life is the marriage between Portia and Basanio. So that in the Tempest, the highest point, that is the acme, you can say, the zenith is Ferdinand and Miranda, isn't it? And then you find in As You Like it is Rosalind and Orlando, see? And Jessica and Lorenzo in the Merchant of Venice. These are all the highest point in their life, and this is all, in a way, this is the one or the other way of presenting before us the myth of sacred marriage. So that is, it is connected with the summer. In nature it is connected with summer, in human beings it is connected with the marriage, and in the day it is connected with the sun, the highest point. You can see the same thing, Pastoral Lycidas, you can take. Lycidas, there the Christ College in Cambridge becomes a rural countryside, where you find the laurels and myrtles, and they live together in the self-same hill, and nest, N-U-R-S-T, that is archaic spelling. In Adonis, you will find the immortality, the highest point, immortality of Keats, Adonis, the virtual resurrection of Keats. Shelley is asking that you read his books, you read his works, and then that would be tantamount to or equal to the virtual resurrection. Understand? Then you find in Mathew, see, he idolizes the rural life, the countryside, natural world, romanticizing Oxford and nearby places where you find the beautiful countryside described. So these are pastoral myths, so to say. This is how pastoral myth has become an archetypal myths or the archetypes in literature. So what are we trying to tell is, what I am trying to tell is this: archetypes in literature are connected with repeated cycles in of the day, of the season, and of the life of the human being. That's it. And this you will find it in poems, in the kind of poems like pastoral poems you will find. Idylls. Idylls, same as the small, idylls means a very small pastoral that celebrates the rural life. You can say that the first 12 lines of Prologue to Canterbury Tales is a very good example for an idyll, where the countryside, the spring season, countryside and what happens in the countryside, etc. is vividly described. So that's the type of book, that's the kind of poetry. Understand? And then you have got idylls can also be a short story. Only thing that it should be a simple rural life. That's all. So you can see there, the beauteous waters, the expression given by Theocritus, beauteous waters. And comedy, I have already told you about marriage and things like that, entering in Adam and Eve example, Basanio and Portia, Rosalind and Orlando, Jessica and Lorenzo, and you also Gabriel, Oak and Bathsheba. All these people, Ferdinand and Miranda. So that is, as far as they are concerned, those pairs are concerned, that is the acme or the zenith of their life. Understand? That is equivalent to no, equivalent to summer, equivalent to marriage and entry into paradise. Understand that? So this is how these myths are connected to lives of human beings and also life of nature. In nature you have day and you have got the season, and you have also got after the season you have got season and human life, the different phases of human life. I think that I have tried to explain and you have managed to understand me, isn't it? So how archetypes have been systematized, that's the point. First one we saw in the last class. That is, we saw dawn, spring, birth phase connected to romance, dithyramb and rhapsody. Today we see that how this zenith is noon, summer and marriage connected to pastoral poetry, comedy and idyll, and so connected and the different myths you find connected to these themes. See that? So myths of apotheosis, that is the highest point. Then marriage, that is also the highest point in the life of a person. Entering into paradise, again the highest point, the happiness. Great happiness. This is what Archetypes of Literature, this is how Northrop Frye systematizes the archetypes of literature. I think the second part is over. Now we have got two more parts. This much is clear, I hope. If not, you can, it need not be a whole story. Part of it can be. Part of it, for example, as I already told you about Merchant of Venice. So part of that, you can say, it is the zenith, or it is equivalent to summer, or it is marriage and entry into paradise. Part of it. Not the whole story. It need not be the whole story. And just as I told you about the first 12 lines of Canterbury Prologue to Canterbury, there is an idyll. So that idyll can be part of it. So need not be a complete poem like that. Or you can see the myth Adam and Eve. That's very clear. The clear myth of, or you can see the myth of Lord Shiva and Parvati. So these are myths of sacred marriages and so on. So what Northrop Frye is trying to tell us is that they are permanent. So they are permanent structures or permanent myths or stories that you find in different ways, in different genre in literature, and also the solar cycle of the day, seasonal cycle, and they're connected to solar cycle of the day, seasonal cycle of the year, and organic cycle of the human being. Thank you very much for listening. Hope that you are following. If not, if you have got any problem or so clarification, of course you can contact me. I think that I will be able to clear your doubts. So till then, bye. Have a nice time again. Till we meet, have a nice time. Enjoy your life.